Good afternoon and happy Saturday, folks. My name is Adrian with Project Ramos, and tonight we're going to be unboxing what I call some random tech. So far in my Amazon lives, I try to have a little bit of a theme going with the unboxings that I do. So if it's photography related, I try to group all of those items together and unbox those. If it's audio related, I do the same there. So I try to group them as much as I could. But tonight I do have some random stuff that I brought in from Amazon. These are things that I need around the house, but I think they're very useful products. So I'll explain as I unbox these why I brought them in. And we're going to be starting here tonight with a calculator. I know it sounds trivial, like what's the big deal with the calculator, but I'll explain why. I decided to bring in this calculator in particular here. I also have some replacement batteries for the Ring doorbell. And then I've got this, I found this flashlight on Amazon that looks like it's super bright. And the box came in and this thing looks pretty beefy. So I'm excited to check this one out as well. And then also there is something I've been wanting to do with my daughter for a while now, and that is to set up a telescope to do some stargazing at night, get some shots of the moon, maybe a little bit of video of the moon, maybe some time-lapse video of the moon, and then, see if we can maybe even zero in on some planets as well when they become real clear in the sky. So we've got a telescope to unbox, and then also, you can't tell from the packaging, but I've got some solar panels to also unbox. I have a power generator. It's basically a big battery. Got it right here. And the thing about this battery here, you can hook this up to a solar panel to be able to charge it off of from the sun. So I didn't have any solar panels for this unit, so I found this set on Amazon. Seems like people like it, so I wanted to check it out. So that is the random tech that we're going to be unboxing here tonight, and we're going to get started with the calculator. And before we get started here, if you are watching the recorded version of the broadcast either on YouTube or Facebook, all the links to all the products are going to be in the description, but I really encourage you to follow my Amazon page because I am going to be continuously going live doing unboxings like this. And if you follow me on Amazon, you're going to get notified in the app that when I do go live. That way you can join in and you could ask questions in the chat room on any of the products that we're going to be unboxing here. And that brings me to the next thing. I see some folks already tuned in here on Amazon. If you guys have any questions at all, let me know in the chat room and we can discuss that way on any of these products here that we're going to be unboxing. So we're going to get started with this calculator. Now, let me give you a little background on the context of why I brought in a calculator. It sounds like something really simple. But here's the thing that I found interesting. Most of the calculators that are out there have plastic buttons. Those buttons drive me nuts. I use a calculator quite a bit for work, and so this is the one that I've been using. I don't like, those real huge calculators. I like real small compact calculators like this. But from pictures, you can't tell that these buttons are plastic. They're not the rubber kind. And I remember years back, the rubberized buttons, it was like a standard, but now it's not. They're all plastic. I even went to my local Office Depot to look at the calculators they had there on display, and all of them, all the ones that they had on display, all had plastic buttons. None of them had rubber buttons. It was driving me crazy. So I was looking all through Amazon, and all of them say they're plastic buttons until I came across this one right here. This one says that it has rubber buttons, so I'm really hoping those buttons are really made of rubber because, when you're sitting there calculating stuff, the rubber buttons, they just stick better to your fingers. So that's just my personal preference, and it was driving me crazy that I could not find a calculator with rubber buttons. All right, let's switch over to our overhead cam. We're going to get this guy open and take a look here. I am really hoping the description is correct, and this indeed has rubber buttons. I know it sounds funny to say, but I'm telling you, I have been searching for a compact calculator with rubber buttons. All right, so you get an instruction manual. You get a CR20, I think it's a 205. Yeah, CR2025 battery. And then here's the calculator. Now it has a built-in hard case. Now what's cool about this one is that it also has this little section here that you can use a stylus to make notes on, which I don't know how often I'm going to be using that, but every now and again I do find myself needing to write some of the calculations down. So you're going to be able to write it down here. Let's see if you can see that. So you can see that it shows up there. And then you can erase it. I'm not sure how you erase it yet, but we'll take a look at that. All right, so, and I can tell you right now, the buttons are indeed rubber. Finally, I get to have the calculator that I've been wanting here. Okay, so to clear the writing area, it has this button right here, and it says just to press it and it'll clear it. But I'm assuming that we need to put the battery in to be able to make that work there. So let's see here. Oh, no, there we go. It just cleared off. So I had to unlock. There's a little lock button here, which is actually kind of cool because if you do write an important note and you don't want to lose that information, you don't want to clear it by accident, you can lock it and now you can't clear that note. So as soon as you unlock it, press the button and it disappears. So now you can continue making your notes here. So this little scratch pad is very cool. Now the calculator is solar powered, but it also comes with the battery. So if it can't get enough light from your overhead light, then it'll use the built-in battery. So there you go there. It's working as expected. So finally, I get my calculator with rubber buttons. And what's also cool is that you get the little space down here for the stylus. So you can tuck the stylus in away right there. Close this up, and that's it. Good to go. All right, I'm pretty happy about that. I'm going to install the battery later because I got to remove a screw on the calculator. So this is exactly what I was hoping for, and I really like that little scratch pad that's included on the side of this calculator. That's going to come in handy as for work. All right, let's move on to the next product. So this next one, I always like to add a little bit of context. Now, we have Ring doorbells here at home, and I have two of them. One of them is the earlier version that uses the replaceable batteries, these guys right here. And the second one that I bought has the built-in battery. So that one you have to actually remove the camera, charge it up, and then put it back. So, when I was looking, the original battery that came with my first doorbell, that battery doesn't hold a charge very long. It probably after about a week, they need to be charged up again. So what I wanted to do was have a couple of sets already charged up, ready to go. That way I can put one in, and then as soon as this one needs to be charged, I can just swap it out for a fully charged one, and then the one that I pulled out, I can then charge up. So that's where this comes in. So I've got it highlighted there in the carousel. So one of the things that I was considering was I was like, we'll just get the newer generation doorbell to replace that first one that we installed. And then I started thinking about it, and you know, the doorbells, they're fairly expensive. And so for this one right now is selling for $28.99 on Amazon. I thought was a better investment. You know, because the doorbell works very well. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just the battery that originally came with it doesn't hold a charge very long anymore. So I bought these replacement batteries, and I'm going to charge these guys up fully, and I'm hoping that they're going to last as long as the original battery did when we first got the doorbell. So yeah, this is something that's real practical. You don't have to get rid of your Ring or replace your Ring doorbell. For the newer version, if you have one of those first versions that use these replaceable batteries. So we're going to check these out and see how they work out. And I'm going to be uploading a full review and report back how well these batteries compared to the original ones that the Ring doorbell came with on my Amazon page. So you can follow my Amazon page and check out the full review once I do send it up there. All right, this next item I briefly talked about in the beginning. It's a flashlight. It just caught my attention because, first of all, one of the things that drives me nuts about having flashlights around the house is that they need batteries. And then when you really need those flashlights, those batteries are almost dead and, not useful. This one, however, it doesn't use batteries. It has a rechargeable battery built in. So you charge it up through USB. But looking at the description and all the photos on the Amazon product page, it looks like this flashlight is super bright. And I can tell you right now, the box feels pretty hefty. So I'm hoping this flashlight is going to be really bright. So let's take a look here. It shows that it puts out, I think, something like 3,500 lumens. So this is one of those ones that they don't exaggerate the lumens, because some of these flashlights, they say, oh, they're like this tiny, and they say, oh, it puts out like 20,000 lumens. There's no way. But this one says 3,500 lumens. That seems to be a little more realistic. But we will check it out. All right, we get a thank you card there. We get a user's manual there. And here is going to be the charging cable. So it's a USB Type A to USB Type C. And let's take a look at the flashlight here. Got it highlighted there in the carousel so you can check it out. All right, so the flashlight comes with a bag. If you guys have any questions, let me know in the chat room. And also, don't be shy. Say hi to me in the chat room. I always like to see who is watching. All right, so, yeah, this thing is beefy. All right, so we got the on and off button here. It looks like there's some type of mode button here. And it looks like the brightest light is going to come out of this side here. And then this end looks like it's also a light, but maybe more like a lantern type of light. And then here is the cover to charge this light up. And it looks like it might be also possible to use this as a power bank, maybe. Not sure. I'm going to check that out. All right, let's turn this on and see what happens here. Okay. So right now it shows you the percentage of the charge. So it's at 87%. So right now, right off the bat, it's pretty bright. But it does say here on the side to double click for super bright. So let's see. Okay, that gives you like SOS mode. So I'm going to double click it. And yeah, that's a lot brighter. So you can tell that is a lot brighter. And then you get this control here to widen or to make the light wider or not as wide. So you can see here, this light it's completely blowing out, and it's actually getting brighter. So as this thing is, as I'm leaving it on, this thing is just getting brighter and brighter. You can see how it lights up my background here. This flashlight is bright. And it seems like it's still getting brighter. Wow. Yeah, this thing's very bright here. Okay, and it's putting out some heat, so I'm going to shut it off here. Yeah, so oh, this thing's getting super bright. So it looks like it has different brightness modes. Wow. That is amazing there. Okay, so this thing is definitely bright. Now, it has this button right next to it. It looks like a little, I don't know. It just looks different than the power button. So as soon as you press that, then this end turns on. And this end seems to me like it's more to be used as kind of like a lantern. So if the lights go out, you can set this down like this. And then, it's going to spread light out very wide. That way you can light up an area. It's very cool. So like, for instance, if you go camping, oh, and this one has different brightness levels as well. Oh, yeah, this thing is super bright. All right, so there's the lowest setting. Click it again, it gets a little brighter. Click it again, goes even brighter. This thing puts out a ton of light. So you can see in my background there. Yeah, this thing is bright. And then you click again and it shuts off. Very cool light. Yes, I'm pretty impressed and happy that I brought this in. So if you go out camping a lot, this is going to be a great light to take with you. And in addition to that, this is a good light to have around in case if the lights go out at home. You have this as a way to be able to light your way around if it's dark and the lights went out. So yes, I am pretty impressed with this flashlight. It's not very often that you see product photos on a product and you know, you kind of imagine like, oh, that thing looks good, and then you bring it in and it's not what you expected because the photos made it look a little more than what it really is. This one definitely is what I was expecting based on the photos I was looking at. Let's go ahead and move on to the solar panels. So now, let me give you a little context as far as these solar panels go. I have, as I mentioned at the beginning of the stream here, I have one of these power generators, and the idea behind this is to be able to have it fully charged and ready to go in case if we lose power here at home. We can still charge up all of our smartphones if the power is going to be off for a while. And here in California, you know, that actually happens a little more frequently than we'd like, especially when we have rolling blackouts when there's heat waves that hit. We just had a heat wave hit about 2 weeks ago. Luckily, our power wasn't shut off here, but a lot of our neighbors around here, they did get their power shut off, and it gets shut off for several hours. So with this guy, this is not going to power your refrigerator, but really I wanted to have this to be able to keep our smartphones, you know, charged up, you know, for emergencies. So that's where this comes in. Now, what I didn't have for it was solar panels. So this comes in handy. So if you do go camping, you're going to be able to continuously charge up these power generators with solar panels. That way at night you can either use the power generator to turn on some lights inside your tent or keep your smartphones charged up while you're camping. But on the same note of the story that I just told about getting rolling blackouts here at home, that's another way too to be able to charge up that power generator. Let's say the power goes out for a couple days and that power generator is now running out of juice and it's daytime. Well, you can plug it into these solar panels and charge it back up so that at night it's ready to charge up your smart devices again. So let's go ahead and get this guy open. And then what's cool about these solar panels, and we're going to take a look at this one right now. It's highlighted in the carousel. I always like to add a little context on why I bring some of this stuff in. Sorry about the noise. Ooh, that static just shocked me. What's crazier is that static shocked me right in my ears because I have headphones on. All right, let's take a look here. If you guys have any questions, let me know in the chat room and so we can discuss. Now, what's cool about these solar panels is that they also have USB ports built into them, so you don't have to use a power generator. You can literally charge your smartphones or any of your tablets or whatever directly off of these solar panels. So even if you don't have one of those power generators, you don't need one. You can use these solar panels directly with your devices. All right, so a little difficult to get here on camera. The way these panels are packaged is very cool. So it has this protective case on the outside, and then it has a little pouch to be able to stick all the accessories that it comes with. But the panels are on the inside, so this thing's going to open up, fold out, and then the panels will be revealed. So when you close it up like this, now you can just carry it off, being that it has this handle right here. So good to go there. So you get another pouch back here and one on this side as well. But before we open this up, let's take a look at the accessories. Switch over to our overhead camera here. And let's take a look here. All right, so we get a few accessories. We get this cable here, which is the DC. So this goes DC to DC here. This end is going to go on the solar panel. This end goes on the power generator. And then this one has a DC to DC connection. And then this one is a female DC to just wires there, in case you need to adapt your own connector if these are not the ones that you need to be able to plug into your particular power generator. But however, the one that I'm using, the Fiodio has a weird name. You can see right here it has the DC input there. So I would use this guy. Oh, that one doesn't work. So I would use this one, plugs in, and then this end goes to the solar panel, and I'm good to go there. So this is going to work out really well for me. Now let's take a look at the solar panel itself. If you guys have any questions, let me know in the chat room. And if you just tuned in, we're unboxing some random tech that I brought in. Let's see here. Oh, Kareem. Right on, man. All right, so here are the panels. And let's take a look at the connections we get. Let me see if I can get them on camera here. Give me a second. Let me switch over to my overhead cam. All right, so there we go here. So, all right, we get the that DC looking connector that we were looking at here. So that's a DC out. And then here's the other DC connector. That's a DC out. Then we get a USB Type-C charging port, and then two USB Type-A charging ports here. So you're going to be able to fast charge, or you should be able to fast charge off of the USB Type-C. Let's switch over to this camera here. All right, this is going to be a little bit tougher. Let's see if we can get everything on camera. All right, there we go there. And looks like the panels are right here. So it's not like those glass panels that some of these panels show. These look to be like real flexible panels. So basically this you would point towards the sun, and then you would be able to charge your devices. So now as far as, yeah, so this right here is a kickstand. I thought they were pockets, but they're kickstands actually. All right, so when you fold this out, then you can use these kickstands to hold it at the angle that you need to point at the sun. So it's a very cool unit here. A little difficult to get here on camera. All right, so I look forward to trying this out. And as far as the wattage on this guy, let me take a look here. All right, so this solar panel is a 60 watt. So it can put out to 60 watts, which is very good. To be able to fast charge a smartphone, you need at least 20 watts. So being that this produces 60 watts off of the sun, you're definitely going to be able to fast charge an iPhone. Matter of fact, you're going to be able to fast charge a couple of them. So very good solar panel here. Can't wait to test it out and see how well it works with my power generator as far as charging that up. Let's go ahead and move on to our next product here. And the next one, again, let me add a little context here. Just give me 1 second here. All right. Now, I mentioned this earlier in the stream, at the beginning of the stream. I wanted to find the telescope to bring in because I want to do some stargazing with my daughter. And I found this one on Amazon, and it looked like it's what I wanted in a telescope. So basically, this one here has attachments to be able to attach your smartphone. So what I'm looking forward to doing with this one is to be able to zero in on the moon and then take some photos with our smartphone using this telescope. And then hopefully it's powerful enough to find some of the planets out there, but definitely I want to see if we can also zero in on some constellations. So something that my daughter's actually looking forward to doing with me, and I'm looking forward to doing this with her as well. Let's take a look here. All right, this is going to be another huge package, so it's a little difficult to get here on camera. So what I'll do is I'll unbox it here and then put all the items on my desk here. So we get the instruction manual. Oh, okay, well, let me just put this stuff on the desk here and then we'll start talking about it. All right, so this is kind of cool. It comes with a map to kind of give you some coordinates, it looks like, to be able to zero in on different parts of the sky, I would assume. Yep, and it gives you a solar map or a space map as well. Very cool. If you guys have any questions, let me know in the chat room here. All right, so here's the tripod to be able to mount the telescope on. And then we're going to get various pieces that we're going to need to install. So I'm going to have to read the instruction manual for that because this is the first time that I'm using a telescope. I am not familiar with telescopes at all, but this one seems to be what I'm looking for. Just gonna unpackage these here real quick. Thank you guys for joining me here tonight. If you guys have any questions, or if you could just say hi, that way I know who you are. I always like to know who's watching. All right, so we get a user's manual for this piece right here. And here is the eyepiece. So this is a 30 millimeter multi-coated. So yeah, I'm gonna have to look and see how all of this comes together. It's a pretty good looking lens there. And then we get this little telescope lens. This adapter, I think, is going to be for the smartphone because it has suction cups here. So I'm assuming it'll grab the cell phone here, and then you line up the camera in this hole here. And then this other end probably goes attached to the telescope itself. So here's the telescope. Here's the mounting piece for the tripod. Mounting piece for this guy right here. And then some adjustments here. And then this piece right here is where this guy goes in. And then here's the front glass right there. Very cool. All right, so I can't wait to get this set up. Hopefully tomorrow night we'll be able to have this guy set up, and then we'll be able to get some shots of the moon. Actually, it might be cloudy tomorrow, but anyways, we'll see when we get a clear day. At night, then we'll see if we can get some shots of the moon. All right, folks, that is all the products that we have here today. I do plan on going live tomorrow. I've got some photography equipment that came in, some light stands, some backdrops. Let's see here also. And then coming up, I think probably on Monday, we're going to be unboxing some microphone boom arms. So the one I'm using here is a Blue Compass boom arm, and I found some other ones on Amazon that are a little bit cheaper, but they look like they're built really well. So I want to check those out and, you know, compare them to this Blue Compass arm. So I've got a ton of stuff still to unbox here, and I've got more stuff coming in, a lot more stuff coming in. So definitely follow my Amazon page if you're not already. That way you get notified when I do go live with these unboxings. And if you're new here, just so you know, I'm a tech enthusiast, so I really love everything that's related to tech. And the majority of the stuff that we unbox here on Amazon Live is tech related, electronic related, in either computers, photography, videography, or mobile phones, tablets, that type of thing, and everything in between, such as even telescopes. So if you're into that type of thing, definitely consider following my Amazon page. That way when we do go live, you can tune in. And then also I'm going to be uploading full reviews on everything that I'm bringing in here on my Amazon page, so you can also check those out after the fact as well. If nobody has any questions, I'm going to go ahead and sign up for the night. And I really appreciate you guys tuning in and joining me here tonight. And hopefully I will see you on the next live. Until next time, adios.